Today I'll be talking about IP addresses. Before we go into what an IP address looks like, we have to first understand what binary is. Do you notice that our number system has the numerals from 0 to 9, and once the number goes above 9, then the next tens place will have a 1. And the prefix bi means 2, and dec means 10. So binary has 2 digits, 0 and 1, while decimal has 10 digits, 0 all the way to 9. While we use the decimal system, computers can only read binary, which is the numerals from 0 and only 0 and 1. How does binary work? Binary is base 2, so each digit is a power of 2. So if you kind of compare this to the decimal system, this would be the ones place, and this would be tens place, and this would be the hundreds place. But since this isn't decimal, then there isn't ones, tens, and hundreds. Instead, each digit value is to the power of 2. So this first box is 2 to the power of 0, and the next one is 2 to the power 1, and then the next one is 2 and 3, 4, etc. How exponents work is the exponent, which is 2 to the power of something, tells you how many times the number is multiplied. So, for example, 2 to the power of 2. This to the power of 2 tells that you have to multiply 2 times. So it would be 2 times 2, and that would equal 4. 2 to the power of 3 says you multiply 2 3 times. So 2 times 2 times 2, and that would give 8. If we want to convert a decimal number to a binary, then first an example would be a number of 255. To convert it to binary, then we would need to add up the numbers as shown in the box, and to find the combination of like adding the numbers that would give to 255. So as we can see in the table, if we first add 128, and then we add 64, and then 32, and then we add all the way to 2 plus 1, we'll get 255. So we know that we can add these numbers to get 255, but how do we turn it into the binary? So since we're adding first 128, then we will write a 1 in this box. And then we're adding 164, so it will be a 1. And then we're adding 132, which will be a 1 again. And then we're adding all the way to 1, 2, and then 1, 1. So in the end, in this box, we can find that there are 8 ones. So the binary of 255 will be 8 ones. Now to the IP address. An IP address is the address that a device has, and it's like an ID. So it's an identification for devices to know who you're talking to when you're communicating between two devices. And every device has a unique IP address. So a computer and an iPad, they'll have different IP addresses. Furthermore, when you go to a website, you're actually going to an IP address. So for example, www.google.com is actually, you're going to an IP address, but we use google.com since it's easier to remember to type than if you're typing a string of numbers. In this example, this phone has an IP address of 192.168.0.1. This is what all IP addresses look like in this with 4 numbers that are separated by periods. And this phone wants to talk with this computer, which has an IP address of 192.168.0.5. Since IP addresses are used like identifiers, then when it's communicating, the network will know, oh, this phone wants to communicate with this computer, since I know that 192.168.0.5 is the identification for this computer. And the structure of an IP address has 4 octets, which each consists of 8 bits. So an IP address example is 192.168.0.1. There are 4 octets which are separated by these periods. So 192 is an octet, 168 is an octet, and 0 and 1 are octets. And each octet has 8 bits because when you convert the number to binary, you have 8 digits. So for example, when you first convert 192 to binary, you'll get 2 ones and 6 zeros. 2 plus 6 is 8, so there are 8 bits. Similarly, 168 is this string in binary, and that is 8 bits. 0 is this, and 1 is this. Each octet will add up to each octet has the maximum number of 255 because the highest number that you can get is if all of these 8 bits in one octet are ones. And as you can see from the example from earlier, we found that 255 is in binary is 8 ones. So in this octet, which has 8 bits, if all of these bits are ones, then we can get 255. And that's it for the IP addresses. Thank you.